What's going on, everyone? Great Talon here, and today the prey is going to be the My Yoshi's Crafted World video game review. Now, today we'll be looking at our favorite kid-friendly prehistoric dinosaur known as Yoshi, Ninty's beloved little reptile who tosses around in eggs and pounds things with his butt. Giggity! The Yoshi games have become quite popular, actually, debuting in the early 90s with Super Mario's World and also Yoshi Safari, and actually continued from there to progress and become more intricate and sophisticated as time went on. The game series still maintains its relatively similar features to the first game, such as the egg chucking and collecting the flowers and so on and so forth. The last Yoshi game, Woolly World, released on the Wii U and actually featured Kirby's Epic Yarn features like dealing with yarn and string and interacting with the environments by those types of means. Now, on the flip side, and come fast forward to this year, 2019, Yoshi's Crafted World also plays a factor in that sense, but this time around, instead of yarn, it's boxes and arts and crafts you get to explore and carve up. So the latest installment in the Yoshi series is it just as fun as the past titles? Well, let's take out our construction papers and scissors and dissect the ancient dinosauric beast to find out. Okay, so graphics are up first. So in regards to the visuals, the adorable eye candy present on screen changes depending on how you are playing the game. If you're playing in dock mode on your TV, you can expect resolutions at up to 720p. If you're playing in handheld or portable mode, the resolution drops significantly to around 400p, unfortunately. However, with that being said, the frame rate usually maintains a consistent 60 frames per second all around. So this allows for some silky smooth gameplay and lets you stay with the action without any hiccups, glitches, or frame dips. It's a sacrifice in the visualization department, but somewhat needed, I suppose, given the Switch's current hardware design, and that's actually needed to achieve maximum performance without any quality issues. Although, with that being said, I would have loved to see this new Switch in the future that actually can run at 1080p, you know, in handheld and docked mode. That'd be awesome. Other than the somewhat diluted graphics, the environments and character models are all up to Nintendo grade of quality. Yoshi looks and feels like Yoshi, as does the enemies and bosses. The locales range from deserts to grassy plains to even beaches and haunted mansions and carnivals. It's so damn charming and cheerful that it will make you feel super chilled out and relaxed to just watch the levels literally unfold from the arts and crafts and crafting material when you're tricking throughout each world. It's that freaking fun. It's just so simplistic. It's amazing. Okay, the main focal point of the game and the gameplay and control scheme is as it was with other previous Yoshi titles predating this. So it lies in platforming in tandem with gulping down enemies, popping them out as colorful eggs, then taking those freshly laid eggs and tossing them around at the map and objects in order to progress. Obtain smiley flowers and or coins along the way to the finish line. Yoshi can jump and hover while holding the jump button, and he could also do a ground pound to smash his butt on enemies and breakable objects. There's also uniquely designed intricate levels that have you either controlling a huge Yoshi papier-mâché robot with boxing gloves, while other levels let you build a race cardboard car or a race cardboard airplane, and while running back and forth in order to turn and steer them and move them up and down the map. Each level feels like it was designed with extra tender loving care that really makes you feel like you can puzzle solve on the fly with neat little obstacles placed in your way that require a little bit of thought or elbow grease to solve. You will also need to find a set amount of smiley flowers as well per level in order to progress to new worlds. Each world has two designs as well. The first time around you play business as usual, collecting gems, smiley flowers, and hearts, but the second playthrough of that same course actually lets you play it in reverse and playing hide and go seek with Poochie Pups, all which reward you with smiley flowers. It's simple yet effective and brilliant idea that keeps the game somewhat fresh when taking it for a second spin. There's also boss fights at the end of each part of the island as well that keeps things dynamic, as each boss requires an interesting way to tackle them and uses most of Yoshi's abilities along with interesting means of conquering them, usually in 3 phases. You also have the option to play the game in classic or mellow mode, which is a more laid-back version of the difficulty. In mellow mode, you get a pair of wings and your Yoshi can pretty much hover and fly throughout the level, making you levitate and glide to new heights and take less damage along the way. Also, while turning an enemy into an egg, you actually get 2 eggs as opposed to 1 while playing in mellow mode. The controls, on the other hand, while pretty solid for the most part, at times I felt myself not jumping when pressing the jump button when I wanted to jump. It was almost as if there was a slight delay when jumping. It might be me, maybe the only person who has this issue, or maybe I just need a new Joy-Con. Other than that, the movement is fluid, light, and tight. Having the game run at sleek 60 frames per second goes hand in hand with adding to the control scheme as well. Next up, the story, narrative, and campaign. So the story is as simple as you might think. The colorful Yoshis of Yoshi Island are minding their own business when all of a sudden their precious gems are stolen and scattered across other worlds. At the same time, Kamek, the evil wizard loyal to King Koopa, and Bowser Jr. are subtly interested in the gems as well. They both want a rival hunt for them at the same time as Yoshi. There's cute text bubbles that pop up across the the game as you interact with characters and their dialogue, and Yoshi himself remains mute to the naked eye, but therein lies the mystique and lore of the old school feel of the game, relying on simple plot and a plan set in motion to proceed to your objectives and goals. It's a charming little adventure that takes you across vast worlds and tells a simple little story. Okay, so since there is no voice acting in the game, I will be focusing solely on the sound effects and music. First off, the sounds from jumping to chucking the eggs and even whimsical sounds and objects in the environment make sounds as adorable as humanly possible. So it's really cute, it's really charming. The music from the main menu to the levels also is a pleasant delight and will just simply leave you with a feel-good feeling at the end of the day and relaxed at all lengths of your journey. I found myself humming the main menu theme song more than once as I continue my Yoshi tale. Overall, the sound and music share the same theme of happy-go-lucky throughout in its entirety, and there is nothing wrong with that in my mind, especially after a hard day's work. You come home from a hard day's work, stressful day, just fucking pop on some Yoshi, man, just unwind, you know? So now moving along to the replay value, I'm going to say moderately high here, no question about it. With a vast amount of collectibles ranging from smiley flowers to red coins and even souvenirs you're tasked with finding that are hidden into each level for the Sprocket Pals you find along the way in each of the 9 to 10 worlds. There was just a lot to go back for here as after you watch the credits roll. In order to reach the true final boss, you need an enormous amount of smiley flowers as well. I believe the total flowers you need for the final hidden valley world is 140 to reach the final boss, and dare I say he poses a little bit of a challenge as well. Coupled that with about 10 worlds, 3 to 6 levels per world, including reverse level runs, plus the hidden treasures and a hidden world, you're looking at about 12 to 14 hours of time here. And that's not including the few perfectionists and completionists out there who feel the need to get every single item just because your OCD won't let you shit right or sleep at night if you forgot to leave if you left a smiley flower behind. Okay, so my overall score and worth your time. So I have to give this an 8 out of 10. I have to hand it to good old Ninty and their team over at Feel Good Studios for crafting, no pun intended, a really well-made Yoshi game that, if I'm being quite honest, is on the same level, if not exceeds its predecessor, Yoshi's Woolly World, and builds upon it with offering more uniquely designed levels with super fun interactions along the way. The only hindrances would be a lack of polish in the graphics department and brief and frequent minor hiccups in the controls, mainly while jumping at random times. Other than that, it's one of the more fun or most fun chill-ass games out there today, and reward you with a feel-good move from start to finish. So with that being said, guys, that's my review of Yoshi's Crafted World. If you like the trailer, give it a thumbs up, and why not subscribe? Doing more like this all year round. And with that being said, again, you guys have a great day, and thanks for stopping by. I love you guys. You are tremendously awesome, and thank you for supporting my channel.